Okay, we'll do one of our nerd series on side repeaters on the Range Rover L322. So these are in your front wing, and it's these little things that flash at the side. So originally when they launched the model, they had these orange side repeaters fitted, and obviously they had this bulb holder with a white bulb in, and the white bulb flashed through the orange lens and you had your orange indicators. Then in 2006 the supercharged model had these clear ones fitted. Obviously then you needed the orange bulb, but they looked a bit more updated, and there's our supercharged. It is a real supercharged car as well. With that, I wasn't too keen when they used this sort of white plastic around the edge, because you could see it and it looked a bit rubbish, but generally, because they've silvered the inside, but they didn't silver the rim where they glued it on. But anyway, that's a bit of a technicality. We now also have had a smoked version of that made, and that's a bit neater because you can't see the rim, and obviously looks good on a black car, which we haven't fitted. There's another company we've found that supply these ones, and these got this sort of slightly glitzier thing around the outside, and they do look a little bit neater because they haven't got the white rim showing that the genuine ones have. And we also have those in smoked. Okay, right, and then there's another thing which I think is the same reflector as these, but with a clear lens, so you haven't got any patterning on the lens, and they're quite buzzy. Obviously these types you get with an orange bulb when you supply these. Obviously there's two, I've just laid them out here for simplicity. This is a one that we designed in-house, and it's got a little chrome rim on it and a slightly more geometric design inside. They all clip on the same way, the body's all the same, and obviously they need to come with orange bulbs. While on the subject of bulbs, you can buy these chrome bulbs. Now they look chrome and shiny, but when they flash they're sort of orange. If I hold up to the light you can see that orange is just a sort of chrome flashing on them. But then if you hold that in, so there, it stops you seeing the yellow in the middle. So let me see if I can sort of emulate that. So when you put the chrome ones in, they look a little better than when you put the orange ones in. You can't see a lot of difference in that, but on the car you can see the difference. Not the best demo. Right,
you can see that there.
this brings us to our latest design, which have actually got LEDs, and we're going to fit these to the car now. And what they have there is a little circuit board there, which emulates, that's a good word, the bottom of the bulb there. So this little circuit board, you can push that in, and it doesn't matter which way round you put these in. Some LEDs are polarised, and then the whole bulb holder fits in around that. Right, and then we've got those in two colour variants. We've got them in the chrome and the smoked. So I'm going to fit the smoked on our project car now. Or Ian is. Are you going to do it, Ian?
Can do.
You practiced it.
Right, leaving the front edge.
Now is it the front edge on both sides? Or is it the front?
We'll go double check.
Go and double check, because I think they're different on the...
And then some of them are a bit tight, and you need to use the trim tool to push that spring in at the back.
Got it, yeah.
In there.
Yeah. Now if we just have a look at the writing on your original ones, you should see some writing. I'm trying to see the writing, whether it's the right way up.
Yeah, the front edge on both.
Front edge on both, is it?
Yeah.
So, and when you look at the cutout, it's asymmetric. So you've got like a little notch here and a bigger notch there. So the little notch is at the front, and the little notch does the little location pin. I'm right here, aren't I, Ian? And the big notch does the spring. So the spring is always to the rear of the car. Cool?
So depending on which you go for, you can first disconnect the connector.
Don't lose it back in there.
Yeah, you did that, yeah.
You did that.
And then if you do want to change the bulb holder, it's just a twist and pull.
Cool, okay.
So if you want to fit the chrome bulb,
and then the bulb, yeah, you just pull the bulb out.
Change the bulb.
There you go. So we've got all the parts there. So whatever you do, you've got the connector, or the holder, sorry, the bulb, and then the thing, and they all just slot together.
So because we're going to fit the LEDs,
the LED type,
we're effectively changing the bulb, so we're going to keep that bit.
Bulb holder, yeah, because we need it to form those. You'd have to pull that out. I tucked it in so I could get them. Doesn't matter which way round it goes. Is it slightly harder to force in than the bulb? Because it looks a bit thicker to me.
It's a little bit thicker.
It's a little bit. You have to wiggle it a bit, do you?
Well, it should go in. And
then you want to get that in, otherwise they're going to fill with water. So you want to get that, click that in, and you've got an O-ring in there, so that should stop it. You happy with that?
Yeah.
Is it alright? Yeah.
It's not going anywhere.
And then spring to the rear.
Yeah, tuck your wires back in, spring at the back, hook that in first.
And then you're pushing that way,
and you push that way.
Yeah.
And if you twist it right,
they click in. Now these do click in a bit fierce, don't they?
They do, yeah.
So you're gonna, if you go taking them out, they're gonna, which I guess is good if you're worried about someone nicking them. Right, do you want to go and flick the hazards on and let's see? I'm interested. I haven't actually seen these working yet. I'm interested to see how the LED, because of the light in here today, you can't see how smoked they are, but they are quite black. But there we go. And I don't know if I go away a bit, you can actually see 4 the distinct LEDs, and there's one in the centre. And the other thing that's interesting is, can you still see it from the angle? So if you're on the motorway or something, but that looks pretty good viewing angle to me.
Yeah, it's got one that points directly.
Yeah, it's got one that, yeah.
So even if you stand directly in line with the car here, you can't see it.
You can, yeah. Yeah, that is pretty good actually. Right, there you go. So that's the subject that is side repeaters for the Range Rover L322. They're the same fit in from 2002 all the way up to the end in 2012. So good luck with that.